Hello, hello out there to everyone, morning, noon, evening, nighttime, whatever it is. I am Andy Lithgow, and this is the Fishin' and Fun podcast. And this is number 2. We were wanting to do a quick little, just few minutes intro, kind of a whatever thing on all of the stuff in the set. And I'm a huge fan of it, so I was thinking that it was going to be something that would be at least kind of fun to talk about. So we can look up here. A lot of it, I love comedy, so this is a good one. This one that's got the deer head on it. It says, "Excuse me, ladies, my eyes are down here." Because women are perverts. That's 1000% opposite. Couldn't be any more fictitious. And then I just got some really cool, like old school looking. I love old looking stuff because I'm getting old myself. But I got some really cool old looking fishing poles. I got the one up at the very, very top up there I got from a local pawn shop, and I looked forever and ever and ever to find a really nice 9-foot bamboo fly rod that I could use. And so I got that one, and then I got it, and it was so nice and had so much uniqueness to it and so many different things that I thought were awesome about it. I didn't dare use it. I hung it on the wall. It worked out good because I needed some decorations anyways. So, and then the other one, that is totally different. The one that's second down, the one in the middle, that one is totally different. And that one is, they would tie the line a specific way around the bottom of the handle and have extra line coming through to their hand. And from my understanding, that's an actual cane pole. They use them all over the place. I mean, not just in like Japan and Korea and China and stuff like that. They use them all over the place. But they're huge in Georgia, I think, for catching crappie. I've seen a lot of guys use them. They just usually use like 12-foot long ones. I don't really know a whole bunch about them. I just love it and think that it's a fantastic piece. The other one is just an old fly rod that has an old automatic reel on it. And I don't know if you've ever seen one of those. You can cast your line out there and get it out there, and after you cast it out there, you can hit a button and it reels in your line for you. So it's, instead of the traditional way of hand reeling it, you can reel it by just pushing a button. And that's what this is as well. And then I just got some different things. I always like to remember that's really, really good slogan. I think that everybody should have to at least think about one day at a time. You're never going to make it through anything one day at a time. You're never going to catch that fish every day. It's one day at a time, fella. And then I got teach a man to fish and he'll play with his fly all day. I don't think anybody's going to disagree with that one. That's definitely not fictitious by any means. And that one's a good one. Fish naked. Show off your bobbers. My kids come down here and have such a hoot with that. They look at it, and my 7-year-old just covers his mouth and laughs, and I enjoy that one. I'm just watching their reaction when I put that up there. That was pretty fun. Some other stuff that I got that I think was really cool was I got this old creel. It's not that old. I don't know how old it is, but it's not very old because it definitely doesn't look like the really, really old ones, but I think they're really neat. I got there's a pheasant flusher, and it's not a pheasant call, it's a pheasant flusher. You're walking along, apparently you're supposed to blow that to flush pheasants. It's super old. And then I got one of the very first, I think, it's probably my favorite thing. I think it's super cool. But it's one of the first Lowrance fish finders. And it runs off of, like, I guess, like a sonar type of thing. And that's this one up here. And then I got a really old Mitchell fishing reel, just a open spinning reel, fishing reel. I've got a really cool, that's a ceramic duck. The tail is a letter opener. And I love knives. This is a knife. This is a knife that I got at an antique shop. I still haven't even taken the price tag off of it, but it was in such amazing shape, and it was built really sturdy. I really liked it, so I got it. And then this is actually a Rapala that I've used this on the river before. Hi, Tucky. Do you want to come in? Okay, we're gonna let Tucker come in. Hold on just a second.
I'm coming in.
Okay, come in. You can come and sit with Daddy while he talks to the peoples. You want to come sit down?
Huh?
Okay, sit
Listen
right.
to that.
You talking to that? Yeah, just sit right here, okay, for just a second. Just be good. What are you wearing? What is it? Look at the camera and show them. What is it? Do you want to?
It's Mickey.
It's Mickey Mouse?
Uh-huh.
All right. That's great. Do you like Mickey?
Uh-huh.
Is he your favorite? Don't touch it. We don't need to touch it. We just talk to it, okay?
Listen to the microphone.
Yes, that is a microphone. You're right. And that's an old one. It's hooked up to a whole bunch of nothing. It's there for decoration. Once again, something old that I found. Okay, so have a seat. Come here. We'll have a chit chat.
We have that.
You want to talk into this microphone?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then I'll talk into this one?
Uh-huh.
Okay, let's do it. Okay, so I will set this one. Hold on. Stay right there. Tell them how old you are. Say I'm 2.
13.
You're not 13, you liar. Say I'm 2.
I'm 2.
What's your name?
2.
You're 2 years old?
Uh-huh.
And what's your name?
Taco Bell, let's go.
Tucker Bo Lithgow?
Mm-hmm.
That's a pretty good name.
And
What's your middle name? Do you know who your middle name's after?
Uh-huh.
Bo Jackson?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
Jackson.
Yeah, buddy. What does Bo Jackson do? Do you know?
His name is Finny.
Yeah, you're silly. Okay, so let's sit here and talk about this. Which is this one right here? Do you remember this one?
Uh-huh.
What is that?
That's a duck to cast in the water.
That's a duck to throw in the water. Yes, sir, you're correct. What's this one?
To cast in the water again.
And what? But is it a ducky?
Mm-hmm.
Good. And what's this one?
That's to cast in the water again.
That's to cast in the water again and catch another duck, huh?
I catch some fish with that.
Yep. Do you like fishing?
Uh-huh.
What is your favorite thing when you're being a good boy and you're pottying in the potty like a big boy? What's your favorite thing? What do you get? What do you get to play with?
My fishing pole.
Your fishing pole. Very good. I'm so glad you're talking into that microphone. You're doing a great job. What is your favorite thing about going fishing?
Big one.
A big one. That's right. Put that in your book. Get a big one. What else is your favorite thing about going fishing?
A big fish.
And what else?
The pokey thing hurts me.
The pokey thing hurts you?
Those are hurt me.
Those are hurt you? And what? Those are called hooks, huh?
Uh-huh. And I don't have those.
And we don't touch the hooks, huh? Yeah. Hey, look who come to get you. Want to go with Mama?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, go get Mama. Thank you for stopping by.
It's coming here.
Thank you for stopping by, Tucker. I love you.
Love you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
Have a good day. Anyway, so yeah, this is just some of the stuff that's on the wall. It's just stuff that I love to collect. It's this is an old antique. I bought this duck here. It's ceramic paper mache, and this duck here at the exact same time at a old antique shop up in Shoshone, Wyoming. And it was, I saw him instantly sitting there. I was just in love with him. I could not get him. And then this one I actually got up at, it's the only one that I have that is an old antique one that's made the same way, but its head moves. And I got this one at an antique shop in Logan, Utah. And I just love them. I love going around and hitting all the shops. So, and this is just, I don't know what you'd call that, a shadow box, I guess, with a whole bunch of things in it, little decorations and fun stuff like that. And then, of course, you can't go wrong with the old man. Well, here's the one. I like this one. It was pretty, so I kept this one this way. But this is the one that I carry with me every day. You can't go wrong with the old man pocket knife. The old man pocket knife comes in good all the time. It comes in good scenarios, good little situation. You get a little something, something. But I always have the pocket knife with me. And then these are just some old, these here, that one there, this one here, this one here, this one here, and this one here are some old fishing lures. And then this is an old wooden homemade duck call. I don't know who made it. It's just old. That's good enough for me. And then this is my baby. This is my baby. I found this. I got lucky when I found this. This is a 7.5 foot fly rod bamboo, and I don't even know if there's a maker on it or anything. I think it's all worn off of it. It got used, but it's in phenomenal shape. That's my baby. And then I've got to give a man a fish he eats for a day. Teach a man to fish, he will sit in the boat and drink beer all day. Cheers to that. My good old Smith & Wesson, which I am an owner of multiple Smith & Wesson. Remington, I'm an owner of multiple Remingtons. And then this right up here, this is for another podcast that we do. If anybody's interested, we do another one called POP. It's the Power of Positive People. Just teaching you a better way to deal with life's daily challenges. And, I really believe in the motivational guys, but unfortunately, motivation lasts minutes. And we talk about reality, and reality is a lesson that you'll never forget, ever. It's something that's going to be with you for the rest of your life. You will remember the times that you screwed up and did this or accidentally did that when you should have done something else. And this is I saw that. I believe I got it at a flea market. I just saw it, and I saw those guys digging down deep, and the intensity from that picture. And then you read it, it says, pull together. The challenges for every organization is to build a feeling of oneness, of dependence on one another. Because the question is usually not how well each person works, but how well they work together. And that is true. I mean, even if you don't work with somebody else, and you, like a lot of time, I have 2 construction companies that I run, and it's me and my wife, and that's about it most of the time. And I think that it's important that if her and I didn't work well together, that we would have a lot of problems. But from the minute that I leave the house, I think that it's important that we all work well together. It's, in traffic, it's kind of important. When you go to the gas station to get a drink in the morning or get your coffee in the morning, it's important. So, and then these other ones, that's Mr. Ted Williams, and that's Babe Ruth. Babe Ruth says, never let the fear of striking out get in your way. That is one of the best quotes ever. And then Ted Williams has got a good one, but it's funny. It says, baseball is the only field of endeavor where a man can succeed 3 times out of 10 and be considered a good athlete or a good performer. That's Ted Williams. It's just fun stuff. It's stuff that I've had around here. I got a BB gun that was from when I was a little feller from back in the 70s that I'm kind of cleaning up and kind of restoring a little bit. And I'm going to hang it over here. And I'm a huge fan of Bob Ross. I got a Bob Ross. Oh, hey, I'm wearing my Bob Ross. I didn't even realize it. Anyway, so I got a really nice picture that my wife got me from a local artist, and it's Bob Ross, and it's in the process of getting framed. I'm going to hang it over here. And then I've got another picture. I can't help it. I don't care whether you are or are not, but I'm a huge fan of Star Wars. And I have another picture that same artist did that is Star Wars that's going right next to it over there. So, I don't know, what kind of cool stuff have you got kicking around? Do you have an office at your house? Do you have an office at your house, or an area that you have an office at your house? Take some pictures and throw them up and tag us in them. And I don't know how all that works. Zach can tell you everywhere that we're located at the end of this podcast. Tag us in some of your information. Throw us some emails. I love to see the way that people have their area set up, or their man cave, or their, a woman cave. And that is no joke. I have a couple of friends, 2 gals that are single. They have, well, actually, I don't believe they're both single now, but they were back in what I'm telling you. They had a garage, and they called it the Not Man Cave. And the Not Man Cave was awesome. It was very awesome. They went through and painted the front of the door pink and made all these really cool, like they put a bunch of cool like four-wheeler stickers on it and motocross stickers. They did some really cool artwork on it. It was awesome. I'm not gonna lie, and the whole thing was just doused in pink, and it was really cool. I don't. If you have a woman cave or whatever you call it, sure, take some pictures, send it to us. It's awesome. I'm down. I'll check it out. Let's see what you got. I like seeing what people think is important and what they collect and what they like to have. I personally am a huge fan of all of this stuff, but I'm just a fan of antiques in general. I just like old stuff that's, whether it's still in good shape or whether it's in bad shape, or I don't care what kind of shape it's in. I just like looking at old things because to me, old things that are still in some sort of good shape reminds us that once you're to the point where you're getting to the old stages, 50, 60, 70, however old you feel is old. I don't know what's old to you. To me, old is 70 years old. You're old. But once you start getting to the point where I'm at in the 40-year range, you start feeling kind of old. There's a few things you can do to curve that a little bit, eating healthy and exercising, stretching, cold showers, whatnot. But you start feeling old. Well, what's better than being able to look at some of this old stuff? Look at this old microphone that's plugged into a whole bunch of nothing that Tucker decided that he was going to come down and talk into. I don't know if it works. I don't care if it works. It's heavy, it's made really well, and I think that it's super cool. So it is going to sit right there forever, not going anywhere. This isn't old. This is just a microphone. But these old decoys and stuff, I really enjoy the way that they're made. You can see every little curve and detail. I mean, somebody really put a lot of effort into making these things. They're freaking paper mache, for heaven's sakes. I don't know how they even make that stuff. I got no idea, but they look amazing. I like it. So what do you have at your house? What do you have in your office? What do you have in your man cave, in your woman cave? What kind of stuff do you collect? Our podcast is Fishin' and Fun. We're doing fun stuff. Anything that has to do with fun. If you have a really cool sand rail, send us some pictures. Let's check it out. Where do you go ride it at? When do you like to go? Your favorite time of year? Anything. Are you an artist? Do you like doing that stuff? Cool. Send us that. We like looking at art. Art is fantastic. One of my favorite things in the entire world to do. I love sitting back and watching Mr. Bobby Roscoe, a.k.a. Bob Ross. I love watching that man paint. I can sit back with one of my delicious favorite beers and just the world can come to an end. If you've ever watched Bob Ross paint a picture, you will understand. The man can change your mood. He can make you just woosah. It's amazing. It's fantastic. So we didn't really have a whole bunch to talk about. Like I said, I've got a couple more things coming for the wall. I just wanted to cover a few minutes on all of our stuff that we got hanging on the wall and why it's up there and why it's important. America, don't forget. I don't know too many people that do fun stuff every day, all day long by choice in a whole bunch of other places. The list is too long. So we're very lucky to have what we have. That's it. I think that's all we got for today. I'll let Zach go ahead and mention to you everywhere that we can be found for all the different podcasts that we do. I appreciate it. Thanks to Telemedia for helping us out here. And I'll let Zach take it over. Go ahead, Zach.
All right, so you can check us out on Spotify and iTunes here shortly once we get those up and running. If you need to contact us, please use the Contact Us page on our website, Telemedia. Make sure you select the podcast you're coming from so we know how to more accurately respond to your inquiry. Check us out on Instagram and Twitter and YouTube at Telemedia and at Fishin' and Fun Pod on both of those. Check out our apparel store on Etsy. We upload new sorts of apparel, hats, t-shirts, hoodies, tank tops, mugs, anything you can think of, we have it on there. Go and check us out. We upload to that daily. You guys have a good night, and we'll talk to y'all next time.
Sweet. Cheers.